Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. This week we're brought to you by Amazon.com. Go to our website, gtfopodcast.com, and on the main page on the top left, there's a little link there. You click on that and it'll take you to Amazon.com where you can do your shopping. Amazon gives us a little something back for every dollar you spend, and it helps the podcast stay afloat and pay for bandwidth and all that good stuff, equipment and whatnot. And we just want to thank you for helping us out that way. We really appreciate it. We're also brought to you by Geek Street Comics. You can find them on ebay.com/geekstreet101 for all your comic book and geeky needs. This week on the podcast, we're going to have Art Baltazar, good friend of ours. I met him through my old band, Ukladumak, which is the band that we use for the theme song for the podcast. We got to hang out with him this past November. He was a guest of honor at WindyCon, and we were the music guest of honor for the con as well. And we had an amazing time with him. He's such a great guy, super friendly, just a sweetheart. We just love the guy. And he's currently doing Superpowers, the comic book Superpowers. He's the artist for that. And he also does Itty Bitty Hellboy, which my son is crazy about. My son is the biggest Hellboy fan, and he thinks art is the greatest. And he is. And anyway, you're going to enjoy him. He's really funny and friendly, and it should be a great time. And now, without further ado, here's Art Baltazar on the GTFO podcast.
Got your happy ending. Feel the excitement build. Showdown in a ghost town. Bad guys
You fix it?
are
Hello,
We're good.
everyone here.
We're good.
Welcome
Sorry,
to the
I
GTFO
apologize.
Podcast.
GTFO podcast. We've been only
Hi.
recording for the last 45 minutes. Thank you.
Does it stand for what we think it stands for?
Yes.
It's Geeks
All right.
Together
Exactly.
only. Geeks Together only. No, I don't know. I don't even know what letters are. Well, GTFO.
Oh yeah.
Geeks Together
Average time.
for or. I don't fucking know.
Get together for others.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. For the others.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that
Something
at
to do
all.
with Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, obviously.
Mhm.
Obviously.
This is a Christian podcast. That's why we don't record on Sundays, because we're always in church.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Hey,
It's a
Yeah.
Sabbath.
you got to do what you got to do.
Mhm.
I was telling Elisa about how I finally had this relationship. You know, I decided to have this close relationship with Jesus. You know, our gardener. He's a really awesome guy.
Yeah.
And she looks at me. He's like, "What did you just say?" I'm like, "No, that's funny." And he's like, "Yeah, it's funny, but that's horrible. Please don't say that again." So
I
I'm
wanted to
like,
make a T-shirt that says "Jesus touched me" on the front, and on the back says "Now he's doing 5 to 10 with good behavior."
Oh man.
that's
If that
horrible.
doesn't get to the straight to the line to go to hell, I don't know what will.
We should make that a
Right?
T-shirt for the show. See,
That's funny.
Oh,
that's a
dude, we
GTFO
should.
moment. Yeah.
I have a niece who middle name is De Jesus, Maria De Jesus, and she married a guy named Jesus Jesus. So now she's
Jesus.
Maria De Jesus De Jesus. True. True. That's a true story.
It's a
Probably
true
listen.
story. I was waiting for
And
that.
she's gonna call me. Hey, what are you doing?
They
I made a
it's-
painting for her for her wedding. It was pretty cool.
oh, that's awesome. This just happened
Mhm.
recently.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Right on.
Oh yeah, man.
Ah,
Oh, look at that.
that's right. Shout out to
You
Paul
guys
That's for
Quinn.
Paul.
Shout
For
out
Paul
to-
Quinn.
Dude,
Oh, cool.
my friend Paul Quinn, everywhere he goes, he has dice in his pocket. Always. For years and years and years. So we had a podcast with him, and I'm telling Chad, it's like, hey, my friend here, he always has, and as I'm saying it, he stands up, pulls out his freaking hand, he's got all these freaking dice in his hand. It was awesome. He's so badass. But only us
yeah.
geeks will find that completely You know, awesome. Because it is.
Ready to
It
roll
is awesome.
anytime.
I made that the game, the Munchkins game has dice in it. I made a Munchkin card game. That it's
That was you?
available. Yeah.
No
I
way.
have a
Dude, all
Yeah,
my friends play
comic.
Munchkin.
Dude, I had.
comic.
Yeah.
Comic just came out last
Oh.
week too. But there's a. I think the game is exclusive. It's just exclusive to Target. I don't know if there's a picture of it in here.
When was that made?
I finished it a while ago, but here it is. This is
It's a little.
right there is the game. It's a superhero game, and it's available at Target. I think you can walk in Target and buy it, or on Target on their website.
I know
Okay.
they have other Munchkin games at this game store up here on South Hill where I live called Game On, and it's all
Yeah.
like tabletop games, Magic, all card games and everything. They
cool.
got a bunch of the Munchkin stuff in there. My friends play it all the time, and
Yeah,
I was
people
like,
dig
oh
it,
wow,
yeah.
didn't know that was you. That's kind of cool.
Dude, that's awesome,
It's cool
man.
'cause I'm getting a lot of photos from people playing it with their families, and they're sending me pictures. So I haven't seen the game yet.
Oh, really?
Waiting for my copy, yeah. But people send them to me, Twitter and Facebook and stuff, or email, and it's pretty cool to see the game board and the little hands holding the cards and the pieces and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Wow. What made you?
Yeah.
Is that something that you had in mind for a long time, or is that something that just kind of? You thought
Steve
of-
Jackson Games called me. They just called me up and asked, or they emailed me and asked me if I would do it. So a lot of my jobs are that way. People email me and ask me, and I say yes.
Why not?
Yeah, right. A few times I have to pitch ideas and get work, but mostly I'm just in there,
How did you
See
get?
me and ask me stuff, I say yes.
How did you get? How did you get into making your own comic? How did that come about?
Oh,
How did
I
that- how did
wanted
that-
to. I wanted to make comics since I was in 5th grade, since I'm a little kid, and I went to college, went to school, and got the degree, did the whole thing. Then I graduated, went to the comic convention with my portfolio, and everyone told me to go back to school and learn how to draw. So, I got advice from one editor. Told me, looked at my sketchbook, and said, "Why don't you just make your own comic? Because you're a cartoonist. Why are you trying to draw like the industry?" So I did, and I figured out how to publish. And that was at a time where there was no internet, no iPhones, no, I had to look up everything in the yellow pages. And
What's that?
yeah, right,
know
like
anymore.
a newspaper, but with phone numbers, and it's newsprint in yellow. Yeah. So
I actually
had
asked my
to
kid to grab the
research.
phone book, and he goes, "What's a phone book?"
Yeah,
Never
right.
mind, dude. Never mind.
So it's weird, yeah, and it was a struggle, but I had to work all kinds of jobs so I could pay my print bill for my comic. So I published my own books, and that's how it started. My first book came out in 1994, and now recently I'm going back into self-publishing. We did all your comics on our own, and so it's a big long cycle and circle.
Nice.
See, that's what I was told. I moved down to San Diego early 90s to try to get a job at Image coloring.
Yeah.
And that's when they just switched over to Digital Chameleon. And I was like, I don't know how to do I'm pen on paper. I don't know how to do the computer drawing I'm a computer nerd. I love technology. But when it comes to artwork, I'm a pen on paper kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I
I
showed
had
a
to learn
couple
it all, too,
portfolios
yeah.
around. And these guys looked at it and they're like, no, you don't have the talent. You don't have the talent. And I'm like, okay, I guess I don't have talent. And then I came back up here. Buddy of mine, Travis, saw some of my artwork and goes, "You want to color?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "You want to color my comics?" I said, "Sure." I was just told I'm no good. He goes, "Dude, you're exactly what I'm looking for." And we
cool.
did a three-issue run of Jeff, and I colored it all by hand. It was a year and a half to do it, but I did every panel by hand. And
Oh wow! So you colored your first stuff? You colored by hand? It
yeah,
wasn't digital?
nope,
Do you color digital now?
nope.
Still.
Really?
Still,
Wow.
I'm one of those holdouts. But I was
they
watching your
scan-
video, and I saw you drawing on it, and I'm like, I could possibly do something like that.
Yeah.
And especially with your artwork, I think it lends well to your artwork because you can just do paint, dump, and dump in there. Like I'm doing shading and all this other stuff, and friends of mine are using Photoshop, and I'm like, I just use different shades of pens.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I drew, and I mean that's how I like to color, and I'd like to maybe dabble in it, see if I'm any good at it. I don't
Yeah, you
know.
should try it. It'll be real fast. You'll learn real fast, and you could just click on a button and correct your mistakes. You know,
Ooh,
Undo.
yeah, you'll be amazed.
Yeah, the undo
Yeah.
button's your best button.
Mhm.
Like my
So right now,
backspace button on my keyboard.
So when you finish your hand coloring,
Yeah.
do you have to scan it then?
Yeah, then I would hand it back off to Travis, and then he would go in. I would color just the main characters and some of the surroundings, like the bushes or maybe some of the bricks, and then he'd go in and lay textures on top of that or behind it or
Wow.
whatever he needed to do in Photoshop, and then he would send that digital copy off to the printer, and we did one print copy for issue 1, and then 2 and 3 were digital only, and then
Yeah.
we did a hard copy for all 3 for the graphic novel.
That's cool.
And we
It's
included
cool
a
how you're-
CD for a soundtrack. You can listen to it while you're reading the comic.
That's awesome.
Just butt rock.
It's cool how your traditional hand drawn comic is a digital only book.
Right. It's crazy. Because Travis drew it all by hand. And then
Yeah.
would scan it in and do little tweaks here and there. But he did all the panels by hand. And then
Wow.
he'd print off 3 copies of each page to me. So I had 3 chances to screw up. And to this day, I have 2 uncolored, there's no word bubbles, no graphics on it or nothing, raw images of that complete comic book. I have
Oh, that's cool.
just black and white images of it. And the funny thing is, I didn't know the story. I never read the script. I just got the pages to color. And I had a color palette to go off of for each character and what to do here and there
Wow.
and there. So I had no idea what the story was about.
What's the name of your book?
Jeff?
Jeff?
Just Jeff.
What's the name? Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
Is it self-published?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I gotta look it up. Is it on Comixology?
I think Travis is on there for sure.
I believe
Travis
it. I
funded
believe it is.
I know
A
we
lot
were
of
on
my
Drive
stuff's
Through
on there.
Comics.
I love the digital because there's no overhead of printing. You know,
Exactly.
there's no money. So I have a lot of books on Comixology that are a lot of my old ones that I started with since '94 till present, and I love that digital. And we were just doing that this about 2 days ago because I finished a book with Ring of Honor Wrestling.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna do a book with Christopher Daniels and Kazarian from wrestling, and we just printed it and paid for the printing, and it should be coming in a week and stuff like that. But I was looking at all of the numbers. You gotta pay printing, you gotta sell it for so much to make so much, and then ship it and all this stuff. And then me and my wife were talking about it, and she said, "Well, good thing you have that digital thing that doesn't cost you anything." I'm like, "You're right," because I could sell like 3 digital comics, and all they do is just it goes to PayPal, you know,
Right.
or whatever. I get a check or whatever. But when I sell 3 digital or 3 regular books, I got to ship them, and I got to give a percentage here and here and here. So it's real different. Like if I sell 100 digital books, that's kind of better than selling 100 physical ones because you get the whole dollar each book. You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Right.
if it's when you think about it as a business and stuff, but with digital comics, I have I think 15 different series, and then in those series, like one series will have 8 issues, one will have 10, one will have 4. So it's kind of makes sense to go digital these days, you know. So I
And
got a
ease
lot
of viewing,
stuff I'm
too.
working. Yeah.
People can download it and have it with them at all times. And honestly, the digital, it's everything's going digital. And I understand that because you can have it. It's easier to carry around 15 digital comics than 15 physical comics. And you don't have to worry about ruining them or trashing them or anything like that or losing them.
Right.
It makes sense. Same thing with videos now with movies and all that.
Yep.
You can just download them to a thumb drive.
DVDs and
And
CDs,
music.
yeah.
Music too.
And,
with-
music
especially-
especially.
Yeah, especially for the creator. Like I can if I have 10 ideas for 10 comics, I don't have to save money to print them. They don't cost $3,000 each time. You know, I could just upload it and just wait, see who buys it. So that's kind of cool. So I'm kind of in there right now with the self-published stuff.
That's
Dude, I
funny.
just want to go to that shop and hang out down there.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
I
his
just wanna
that's his
hang
basement.
I just want to hang
yeah.
out.
This is my house.
Oh, no shit.
Dude, this is his
Yeah, this is my
basement.
art studio.
Oh, shit.
By the way,
This-
we didn't get the
this is my
tour at the end of the podcast. If you could do a little tour of the thing again, because we didn't get it,
Yeah.
it'll be great. But yeah, this is where he
my,
works.
Yeah, my official company is called Electric Milk Creations,
Nice.
and that's my own studio, Electric Milk, and so I have the Electric Milk as my art studio. Aya Comics is our publishing and comic shops. So it's kind of weird. I'm like a CEO because I didn't know that for sure, but my accountant was telling me, well, you have numbers, ID numbers for all these businesses. So she started calling me CEO. I'm like, what? It's like, you're right. And it made me nervous a little bit.
I got a title. Shit.
Yeah,
Put that on your business card.
I know.
Baltazar is CEO.
I don't know.
But I have my whole basement here is my whole art studio. And years ago when we were looking to buy a house, this was one of the things I needed. I needed to have an art studio where I can close the door and it's separate from where we live.
Right.
But I want it to be in the house. So like I would like a basement, and in Chicago there's a lot of basements you can't stand up in because the pipes. Well, this one I'm 6'3", so it's at least 6'7" down here. So
that's nice.
It's pretty cool. I could stand up everywhere. And when we were looking for houses, I would always go to the basement and scratch my head like, let's see. And if I could scratch my head without hitting my hand, then I knew that was
That's great.
mark. All right, we could live here.
I can scratch my head in the basement. Yes.
Yeah.
I got plenty of
can
headroom
go on
down there
if I
then.
want, So I have a lot of space down here, and I paint, I draw, I collect action figures, I do everything down here except for eat dinner and watch TV. So, and sleep. Well, sometimes I sleep. I used to have a couch. We got rid of the couch.
Makes you go upstairs and go to bed now.
Yeah, it forces me to, see my wife once in a while. Because she'll ask me, where have you been for 3 days? So I've been downstairs.
So Chad, he
My
makes.
all pasty white. Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna tell Chad that you make your own action figures. He takes, parts of action figures and puts them together with other parts and makes his own.
Right.
It's pretty
I
cool.
do custom Mego style.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I buy bodies and clothing and paint little heads and stuff. I don't know if I have one close by. I got a custom Skeletor I made.
Dude.
He's got the fuzzy shorts. Yeah. I made this. See, the shield was really orange, see? And I painted it purple, just drew paint on it. And then he has a collar, and that's from a winter glove. I clipped the glove and put it over his head and cut it and rolled it down on his neck. So I just buy parts and things and see what can happen. And then his cape is from a purse. I know he's not really accurate, but it's still kind of cool to make him. I don't know if I'm finished with him yet. See, and there's the shield comes off. So I buy all these little Mego figures, and I like to make the customs. See, he has like boots like Superman would have in the. Well, where is it? See?
Okay.
The Mego style boot. Yeah. It's kind of fun.
So
That's a badass skull, though.
somewhere in there you have a bucket of doll parts. So you're saying, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I got
5-gallon
tons
buckets
stuff.
of heads, 5-gallon buckets of
that's
arms,
so freaking
5-gallon
sweet.
bucket of legs.
I do. Can you do a tour again?
Dude, it's so cool. Seriously, I want to go and hang out down there, man. I mean,
Everyone who comes down here always says that. Wow. Because, like, the term now is man cave,
right.
but I had this way before.
Yeah.
And it's not really, it's more like a lair.
Yeah.
It's not like
Geek layer.
I'm more-
There you go.
And I have all my Star Wars guys since I'm a kid still, and I still collect those. I'm a big
yeah.
toy guy. I could talk about toys forever, and especially 70s and 80s toys.
Chad here
And
owns some of that Star Wars stuff.
I actually
Oh,
just
cool.
got in a antique store. I found an original '79 Millennium Falcon missing.
Yeah.
Only thing it was missing were the two blue struts for the cargo door,
Oh, cool.
and everything else was there. They wanted $75 for it.
Take it. There was a
I
lightsaber
grabbed it.
ball in there, too?
No,
Was a lightsaber ball?
no, the training ball wasn't there, so it's
Yeah,
missing
that
that. But
It's
I
one
kind
of
of
the
just.
hardest Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that thing. They want like $60 for it, $80 if you can find it. One of the struts is going for 40.
Yeah.
It's not
And I was
crazy.
like, you gotta be kidding me. And then right next to it, I'm like, can I grab that too? The guy goes, yeah, go ahead. It was an original '79 X-Wing.
Ooh,
Duh.
cool.
Only thing that the wings won't lock in X. They won't lock.
Yeah, mine
out.
don't either.
And so
My,
my kid's a big X-wing fighter. He loves the X-wing fighter, so I bought that for him and gave it to him. And as I'm walking out, I have the X-wing and the Millennium Falcon. I set it on this case, and it's just all these action figures all lined. I'm looking at it, and the guy goes, "Can I help you?" And I said, "You're already getting a bunch of my money right here. Don't start tempting me with this little $5 figure and that $5 figure, and come and start loading up the Millennium Falcon with everyone they need." And then I'm walking by the spinner rack, and I'm like, "What's that?" I pick it up, an original graphic novel of The Crow for $5.
cool.
So I
Wow.
grabbed that, and I'm like, okay, I got to go because I'm going to be walking out of here $200 lighter. And that place, I go back there like every 2 weeks and check to see if they got anything new. I went back.
Yeah.
They had a TIE fighter, one of the new TIE fighters, that big one that they came out with Force
With
Awakens.
the red stripe on it, right?
Yeah, someone had already sold that off to those guys, and they wanted like $120 for it. And I'm like, it's only $80 in the store, dude.
Yeah, let's go to
what are you
Target.
doing?
Yeah,
Knock
there's
it
a
off.
guy
Go
in
to
there.
Target. Get it brand new.
Dude, it's silly. I used to when what is that? Cars. When Cars came out, I was doing
Cars.
the movie Cars.
Oh, I thought you meant like when automobiles came out in the 1900s.
No, yeah, back in the 20s, I used to
Yeah.
collect, Model Ts.
You and Henry Ford.
Yeah, we were like this, man. So,
Yo,
I used to go. A buddy of mine. Well, we used to do comic book shows, and we would sell our comic books. And I had bought a store in Buffalo, and had all the stuff at our house. So I had 4 or 5 cases of the '97 Star Wars action figures.
The Power to Force?
Yeah, all that stuff that came out in '96, '97.
Oh,
And
I see. The Buff Luke stuff.
Yeah,
I have all yoked out
Long
stormtroopers
sabers.
and
Exactly.
everything, like they've been doing
Yeah.
steroids.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had,
Couldn't
dude,
wait
I
to put
had
time in the gym.
so much of that stuff. So I would sell them for $2 a piece wherever I
Wow.
went.
Still
And-
have some of that.
No, I saw.
Yeah.
I got rid of all of it. I know. Dude, I made so much money on it. And so anyway, I'm doing that. So every week we would do these shows, and a buddy of mine tells me, he's like, dude, you got to go to Target and go find cars from the movie Cars. And there's certain
Right.
ones that are rare. And there's this one is the Michael Keaton character. If you find
Yeah.
that guy, it was a rare car, and you buy it for $8 and you sell it for $70, just like that. You just, that day you go and it would sell immediately.
Yeah.
Or you can find the what's the Lightning McQueen. If you
Yeah,
buy
Hudson Hawk, Lightning
yeah,
McQueen.
if you buy the Lightning McQueen blue, which is him when he went to the other company.
Yeah,
and he-
the gas station company. Yeah.
Right, and that was like he was blue for like a minute in the show in the movie, but that car is rare and it's the same thing as like $80, but you can buy it for
Yep.
$8. So I would go to I had all these Targets in the morning. I would go drop the kids off. Target opens at 8 o'clock, and on Thursdays they got shipping. I would be there as soon as they open. I'll freaking run to the kids section, and they'll have all the new cars. I'm like, okay, here we go. Grab
Yep.
this, grab this. Lightning McQueen for some reason. Even stuff that's not rare. Like I would get the Lightning McQueen, but it was so popular that people could never find it because people just buy it, right?
Right.
So I would get a Lightning McQueen again, not rare whatsoever. I buy it for $8, and that later that weekend, sell it for $20 to whoever just show up at my table, and I have for $20. Dude, I can never hold them. Freaking every single one that I ever bought would just sell for 2, 3, 4, 10 times the
Yep.
price. Love
I
it,
know.
dude. It's like my favorite thing to do. Just figure out that niche and freaking just go and get it, man. Love it.
And my son was about 3 or 4 when the Cars movie came out, so I had to buy all those cars for him. So I would buy whatever I could find, but I knew a toy dealer who had all the rare ones, and I told him I want those for my kid, and he's like, "Yeah, right." I go, "No, I really do."
No, seriously.
And I said, "So, well, if you get them, I'll buy them for you, but I don't want to pay a lot of money because they're for him to play with." So he told me, if you buy them, bring your kid, and you got to open them right here. Okay. So I brought my son, and I bought all these cars for the regular price, a little bit, $8, $10, whatever they were. They weren't the $70 price. And he opened them up all right there and blew everyone's mind. They're like, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
But he had all those, the blue Lightning McQueen and any different paint, like Lightning McQueen with the white wheels with the white wall tires.
Yes.
And then there's all kinds of different ones. But he had a great time. And then the dealer believed me. It's like, yeah, they're for my kid. And then he started saving them. But then your kids get older. And they're not into it no more. By the time Cars 2 came out, he didn't really like that one. So he was getting older and he moved on to different things. And so the guy, I didn't stop buying him. So I'm sorry, he doesn't like him anymore. And he goes, does he like Star Wars? I'll buy Star Wars stuff, So it was pretty cool. I know I'm real educated on those cars too. I was the guy searching for Tickle Me Elmos. That was me, but I'm looking.
I remember that. Oh my God, that was insane.
Yeah. The Tickle Me Elmos.
I used to go, and me and my buddy used to go around. Remember when the Green Ranger, the White Tiger Zord was crazy?
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
And
absolutely.
It was right after Tickle Me Elmo, or around the same time. Just like you said, you buy a car for $7-8 and you sell for $70. But we used to go. We saw in the news about the White Tiger Zord. And we're watching it. We're drinking our coffee, and it's a Saturday. And they said the White Tiger Zord was the most rare, hard-to-find toy. So we got in the car, and we went to Toys R Us, and there was a pallet of them. And we're standing in Toys R Us, and they're like, it's not very rare. So they're here. So as we're standing there, 10 minutes, the pallet's shrinking. So before it ended, we each grabbed 2. And then we're standing there as the pallet clears out in like 20 minutes. Maybe less than that. So we have these 2. We got 2 of them each, and the toy is about $30. So I'm real poor. I'm eating peanut butter back then, so I can't even afford to buy these 2 things. So we was like, well, let's buy them and then let's sell them at the flea market or whatever. So I was being offered $100 in the store if I would just hand it to somebody, let them buy it. And they said, well, I'll give you $30 for it now. Like, no, I want it. And they're like, I'll give you $100 if you just give it to me.
I don't want it that bad.
Yeah, and I had them, and I didn't even pay for it. I'm just holding it in the store. So we ended up buying them, and we went to the Swaparama flea market. It's a flea market that's indoor, outdoor, but during Christmas time, they have like 3 tables that are available for vendors, that people who walk in and get a table, but Christmas time they don't have any, so you have to get in line. And I realized that you got to get in line at 2 a.m. because they open at 6. So you got to be there all night. It's like squatters. It's like buying concert tickets in the 80s.
Wow.
So we were there all night. We had our coffee. We made sandwiches, and we got in and we got our table for $40, and we sold all of these things for $300 each.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't believe it. And I didn't enjoy it after we were done because we got insulted by so many people. And I learned what it means to be called burnt. They say, man, you're burnt. I'm like, burnt? You're burnt up. I'm like, what do you mean? So when my buddy kept going every other day and making deals with the Toys R Us guys and, hey, hold 3 of them for me when your shipment comes in. But that was my one experience as a toy scalper, and it didn't sit well with me, and it was real strange. And we also would go out to get. Remember when Star Wars had the 12-inch figures when they were first releasing them, and they were available like exclusive to KB Toys, exclusive to Walmart. All these places had their own, like the Stormtrooper Hannah Luke and Obi-Wan was hard to find. Well, I worked at a comic shop then, and they used to send me out to all these. They used to say, hey, we got an inside tip. Be at Toys R Us at 6 a.m. and they're going to unload the truck. Well, okay. So I'd go there and buy all these toys for the shop. And I used to get to know all the collectors and dealers in the area, Chicago, in the Chicago suburbs. And they would see me coming and they'd get real mad because I would buy all the damage packages, and I would buy anything. And so it was an awful time, I guess. But
why awful?
I would go buy all these things and then bring them to the store, and then the collectors will come in and get mad because they would see all the toys I just bought for the store, and it was, we could edit all this out. I feel like I'm confessing, but
Oh, dude,
good
it's
for
a
the
long
soul.
time. It's a long time ago. And you know what though?
but it was pretty weird. Yeah.
That's how you have to do what you do to make money. And I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I had a similar experience, but this is just what you do. You buy something, you try to find the deal so that you can find, because somebody out there is going to buy it. It wants to spend the money on it. So it's not.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad about that. So I bought a comic book collection. Actually, Adam calls me and he tells me, "Hey, I have about 8 short boxes of comic books, and I'm just buying graphic novels. They're just sitting there. I don't want them anymore. So, how much will you pay me for them?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't know what you have, but it's probably all crap." And it really is. But the thing is, I've been collecting comic books for so long, and I don't know, Chad, if you had this experience. Somebody will have, let's say, 10 long boxes of comic books.
Right.
There is maybe a third of one long box that you actually want.
That's worth the shit.
Rest is just crap. So when
Right.
you look at a collection, that's how you see it. They're like, maybe in this short box there might be one comic book that I actually want. So, and I'm explaining this to him, like, you might have something there that's expensive. I'm gonna buy it, but it all depends. I'm going to Buffalo. I have to bring it back to the West Coast. That costs me money. I'm like, I don't really want to do that, but for you, I don't know, I'll give you a couple $100. And I look at the comic books, and I saw one of the first things that I saw is just so happens that the very first box that I grabbed, it's all Amazing Spider-Man, and there's like an Amazing Spider-Man number 22, and just like really old. They're kind of beat up, but it's not really bad.
Still
So I'm like,
beat up
and
or
then-
That's
not.
still cool. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
and I looked through this stuff, and I'm like, just for these old Amazing Spider-Man, I have to buy this. And then I look, and obviously he has a bunch of freaking Fantastic Four that's worth nothing, a bunch of crap that nobody wants. I see a Spider-Man Unlimited, which is not that old. It only came out like in 1990, maybe. It's
Yeah.
Brian Michael Bendis when he took over Spider-Man.
Yes.
And
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And
Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah.
and it's a white cover. So I've never seen it because I remember when it came out and I see this cover and it's white. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I put it back, whatever. I'm like, yeah, dude, I think I gave him $250. And I take it back
all of them.
for all of them. So about 8 short boxes. I
Okay.
take
Oh, cool.
maybe a stack that big and I put it in my suitcase to take with me. And I call my friend John Hill and I tell him, it's like, dude, I was really I didn't know if this is like a promo that I had, if it's worth anything, should I even bring it with me? But it looks pretty good, except it looks like somebody poked it right in the middle. So it's got like a crease right in the middle of the comic book. So I'm already annoyed. And I tell him, it's like, yeah, it's an Ultimate Spider-Man 1, but it's freaking white. I don't know what that is. And he's like, are you shitting me, dude? It's white. It's all white, number 1? And I'm like, yeah. It's like, dude, go right now online and look it up to see. And it goes for $400 to $500 for that one comic
Wow.
book, right? So I'm like,
That's cool.
Okay, but it's bent. So I bring it to the West Coast. I tell Adam, I was like, yeah, I found this Ultimate Spider-Man. It might be worth something, but I don't know. So that was maybe like February or something like that. And by March or April, whenever Emerald City is, I was a dealer. I would just go to Emerald City Comic Con and we actually sold comic books there, not
Cool.
not the shit storm that it's turned into.
Yeah. Pop culture. of the
Oh my
fucking
God! And
Northwest.
so I have my table, and dude, it is 10 o'clock in the morning. I set up my thing. I put up my back wall with all my comic books. For shits and giggles, I put my number 1 Ultimate Spider-Man with the freaking dent in the middle, and I didn't even price it. Didn't even price it. I just put it up there. I want to see what happens. I'm gonna talk to other dealers. If there's something I can do with it, is it even worth anything? I don't know. So I kid you not, dude. It's 10:05 when they open the doors, and this guy comes up to my table. He's looking around. He's like, "Oh shit, dude, that Ultimate Spider-Man. How much you want for it?" I'm like, "I don't know, dude. I haven't priced it." He's like, "How much you want?" I'm like, "I don't know, 250." He's like, "Okay," and he like pulls out $250, and he bought it right then and there. Like, didn't even think about it. He's like, "Okay," and he puts it and takes it, and that comic book paid for all of the comic books that I got. And like I said, I got freaking, it was, not only was it early Spider-Man, it was like Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 20, 21, 22, and 24, or something like that. Like a really nice run of them. I sold them for, I don't know, I think it was $400, all of them. There was three, like about $400. But I'm super psyched. I tell Adam, he got so mad at me. He's like, "You motherfucker, you really made?" I'm like, "Dude, I didn't even know. What are you gonna do? I told you this is some stuff, and it's all relative. It's like this stupid mug. It's worth $1 to me. There might be some idiot in freaking Norway that loves freaking fairies and will give me $100 for this mug."
Speedy Gonzalez.
Some Mexican guy would freaking, give you $100 and do your lawn for that mug, and it doesn't matter. You just do it, right? And you make the money how you can, and I was able to do. I know, and I felt bad. I didn't give him any money though, but I felt bad that he
gave you the tip, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
but
my whole thing was like with people that are scalping toys, like you guys are calling it. Like, there's this comic book shop in Tacoma that I used to go to, and when the new Black Series figures are coming out for Star Wars, there's a Toys R Us right by his shop. We'd go over there and it's picked clean. You go to his shop, you buy these figures brand new for $10. He's got that figure that just came out for $25.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just being a dick.
Yeah.
You're going over there, you're buying out the toys, and you're trying to sell them for double what you can buy them for brand new. And I'm like, I won't buy anything from that guy that collectible wise. I will buy comics from him, and that's it. I will not buy any figures or any merchandise or anything like that. And I even told him, I go, what you're doing is kind of bullshit, dude. You're running over there and buying out Toys R Us so you can put it all in your shop for double the price. And I go, I don't see you moving these figures very fast because people know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think I introduced you to him. I think I introduced Luis to him at one of the Comic Cons. I go, stay away from that guy. You're going to buy books, that's it. Don't buy any of his collectibles. Trying to teach that guy a lesson.
Dude, I had number 1 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 2, and number 4. And it was like for real because they made a bunch of counterfeit ones. But I don't care about any of this stuff. It's just paper to me. I mean, I love them, but my mentality when I was doing comic books is I want to come home and freaking pull out of my pocket this giant wad of money and throw it at my wife, and I'm just gonna fucking put it in the bank. I just wanted to do that. When I come home, it's like, here you go.
Yeah.
Here's some money. Right? That's what I wanted to do.
Come in and start flipping dollars out. Like,
here you go.
This is making it rain, honey.
That's what I wanted. I don't freaking care to like, oh my god, I have this number 1, number 4 Spider-Man. I'm gonna sit on this for 7 years until I find what. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. And
sell it, make some money.
I'm like, just want to make some money. So people would get annoyed because I would have this stuff and I would sell it for way cheaper. I'm like, well, it doesn't. Look, I bought a store, and one day I like sit down and I'm thinking, if I average everything that I bought at the store, I pay a 100th of a penny for each item that I bought. So it doesn't matter if it's Avengers number 1. I paid 100th of a penny for this thing. So if I sell it for $90 or I sell it for $20, I make back either way. So to me it's nothing. So I can carry this, and that was one of the first things that I found Avengers number 2 in the comic books that I had. Dude, I have a guest house. I had 2 walls, top to bottom, side to side, two walls that were completely filled with boxes of comic books, and it was
Wow.
the last thing that I sold. I'm 6'2", and I had 4 stacks of 5,000 count Magic the Gathering cards. Do you know how many freaking cards that is?
That's
And
a lot.
Jesus.
I
dude,
used to follow
and it
them.
is.
So-
I made. I know. And again, I paid 100th of a penny for each of them, right? So I find a freaking dual land, a stack of them. I'm like, look at that. I can sell that for $30, and I make bank or whatever you give me. If you were to come to when I was selling comic books, and you're like, dude, I really want a dual land, man. I don't want to pay $25. I'm like, how much would you give me? I'm like, I don't
you
know,
got?
I'll give you $10.
Yeah.
It's yours. Take it. I have it. Let's go. Come on. What else do you want? I didn't
Wheeling
care.
and dealing.
I know. So and because of that, I would come home and go, Alisa, freaking take out the wad of money. It's like, here you go, freaking put that in the bank.
Right.
And
Red Lobster
freaking
tonight,
say, come on, baby. Woo! And,
We're going
and-
Red Lobster.
but
Red Lobster
our
tonight.
friend John Hill from Hills of Comics, he would do that to me, and I loved him for it because he was most of the time he was really upfront about it, and he would go, this happened for real. I am doing this show, and he goes up. He's like, "Hey, you have Spider-Man 300. That looks really nice."
Yeah, with Venom.
Yeah, but it was almost exactly 2 years before the movie came out. So we just started hearing that the movie was going to come out. So I saw that comic book, went on the book, which is such bullshit. I go on the book, and it's worth the condition that it is, blah, blah, blah. If I sell it for $35, it's just a hair over market value. So I sold it to him for $30. So, and he's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "No, dude." I looked it up again. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, $30. You want it?" He's like, "Okay." He grabs it, takes it, come back an hour later. He's like, "Hey, that Spider-Man 300 that you gave me, I just sold it for $120. And I'm like, "Dude, you were here 45 minutes ago and bought it." He's like, "Oh yeah, $125. I just sold that thing for." And I'm like, he's like, "If you ever have them, don't get rid of them because the movie's coming out." And that's how it is. But you know what? I didn't get mad because I still made
you made
like
money.
a
Did he
1,000.
bring you lunch at least? He should have brought
No,
you
this
some
is-
coffee or something.
Oh yeah, he was,
Subway.
dude.
Here's the
He was,
sandwich.
he was the coolest. I made the cool thing about John was, at least half of the money that I made every week that I would bring home and throw at my wife
Yeah.
was made from John Hill. He would come over my box because throughout the weeks I would go
Yeah.
to I go to estate sales. I go around finding the deals, and I bring it in. And he's like, "Oh my God, I got this, this, and that. This is, you know." Then he would tell me after I bought it. He's like, "Yeah, that's the first appearance of whoever, you know." And I sold it. I'm like, "Yeah, good for you, man. I got
Well,
money."
you could get those. Yeah, you could get those loyal customers who come to your shop when it's not even new book day and they still buy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best when you can find those guys.
Yeah.
They'll come on a Monday and still buy things.
Well, that
I
and
go
that
to
was
shop-
Wednesday.
I go to the comic book shop up here in Federal Way by my house, and literally I walk in and I spend an hour there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what day I go in because Jim, the owner, he's roughly our age. He's not, he's not some old dude. And he's not some young kid. He's been in the comic book business since like we were kids, and he'll sit there and just bullshit with you the whole time.
Yeah, that's
And he just
like
wants to
your
talk,
therapist
just talk
almost.
comics,
That's
and,
the
and he
best.
gets so excited, and he's like, "So, I pulled this one aside. I thought you might like it and want to take a look at it. If you don't want, just put it back on the rack. But I put that in your box for you." I'm like, "All right, cool." And
Yeah.
he sees little things that you might like or whatever, and he'll pull them aside. And if you want it, take it. If you don't, just put it back in the shelf,
Yeah.
and you're fine.
And a lot of
create it,
comic
like,
shop
you know,
guys are.
Yeah, you create a relationship with the guy.
Yeah, absolutely. They're like your neighborhood bartender or your therapist after a
Oh
while.
yeah,
They start
absolutely.
knowing everything about you, and anything you want to tell them about how much you hate your job, or the girl you want to break up with a girl. They know all that stuff about you. You know. It's
I know,
kinda
I-
cool.
I've been going
'cause I was
to
going through and looking for figures, and he goes, "Well, give me a list of what figures you're looking for, and I'll check my warehouse. I'll go through the boxes, and if I have them, I'll pull them aside and bring them in for you."
Yeah.
I was like, "Seriously?" He goes, "Yeah, write them down." I said, "All right." So I went home, made a list of probably 20 figures, handed it to him. Came back and goes, "I found 7 of them." I said, "I'll take the 7 then." And
Oh, that's cool.
he just does stuff like that for you. I mean, you don't ask him to. He's offering that. He wants to sell the stuff, but he doesn't have room to put it all out in his shop. He goes, but I know I have some of that, so I'll go look for it for you, so I can make some money.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and he
This
sells.
year I finally. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, he like black figures. You buy them for $20.
Yeah.
The 6-inch black figures. You buy them for $20 at the store. He goes, I have to buy them for $20. I turn around and sell them for $25.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
barely make any money,
That
dude.
makes sense. And I'm willing to go to
Yeah.
his shop looking for one. He's only selling it for $5 more than I'd have to. Then I'd buy it for.
The
He's not selling it
convenience.
for 45. And
Yeah, it's
just
like a finder's fee. Yeah.
I know that's
Right.
that's what I was thinking when you were telling me about the guy that would go buy out the toy store. It's like if you saw that happen, and he has a $10 toy for 15. You're
Different.
almost that's different. You have a
It's
little
not bad,
markup.
yeah.
You're gonna make a little money. Obviously, you walked over there. You have to
Right.
buy it and bring it in, and that's cool. But when they're doing it, they're basically going, "Well, screw you. You're
Oh,
gonna
it's
pay
$10.
double."
We're gonna charge $15 on top of the 10, so we're gonna charge $25 for a $10 figure. It's brand new. And I would literally just go, fine, go to another Target or go to a different Toys R Us and find it and go, I found it for $10. I'm not giving that guy my money.
Yeah.
Like, nope, not doing it.
That's rude.
One
It's
time
shitty
me-
business.
Me and my wife were traveling. I think it was our honeymoon. We went camping from Chicago all the way to Delaware, and we went to all the campsites and just camped at all the states. But on the way home, we were. I heard the new Star Wars figure coming out. The Effant Man. He's a crazy looking guy. I have him here somewhere, but he was in
can't
Jabba's
picture it.
palace. He's a
Okay.
weird looking. He's a big guy. So I knew he was coming out, and I knew he was like dealers were selling them for like either $40 or $100. And I was gonna try to find them. So we mapped out all of the Toys R Us's on the way home, and it was funny because we stopped at one Toys R Us, and we're all looking for the same thing, and we saw these two guys were at the Toys R Us, and then we went to the next one, and they were also there. So we had me and my wife, and then these other two guys. We locked eyes, and we knew that whoever's in the store first and get out of there. So it was more like a race. When you see each other, they don't have it. We both ran out the store. We got on I-80. So we
Drag
saw these guys
racing.
at like 5 or 6 Toys R Us's, and I finally got the character. And it was
Nice.
cool. I let them see that I bought it. Like, phew, yep, I got it. Sorry.
Drive
Dude,
by him
that
on
was
the road,
pretty
stick
cool.
it to the window as you drive by. Got mine,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude,
I like those apples.
the hunt is the best. I
Yeah.
would go out and look for stuff for Tommy because he has Geek Street on eBay. He does really well, and he has a really good reputation. He's had thousands per almost perfect feedback and all
he
that
was
stuff.
telling me.
And so I would go to wherever I go. I would, if I know I'm going to go to Buffalo, and I'm going to be there however long, I would go on Craigslist in Buffalo, and I would post on Craigslist, "Hey, I'm going to be in this week. I'm going to be in Buffalo. If you have any comic books for sale, let me know." Blah blah blah. And or go and look for estate sales. Blah blah blah. But I just do all that research. So I was going to Montana, and I found a estate sale. And I looked through this giant list of stuff, and there's just really small thing that just says comic books, and they wouldn't tell you anything about it. And it's Florence or something. It's just south of Lolo in Montana, so it's about 2+ hours from my house. So I have to get up super early, 6:30 in the morning. I'm driving down to Lolo, freaking get there. And as soon as they open, there's this lady. She runs in front of me and stands in front of all the comic books, and she's going through all of them. Dude, they're all Golden Age comic books, and they look
wow.
and they look so bright and beautiful, and she's just going through them, picking stuff up, and I'm like, I just want to punch her in the back of the head and freaking grab this stuff and run away. But I'm like, okay, just sit there. It's fine. She probably doesn't know what she's doing. Whatever. I don't know. I can't tell what she's pulling out. But it's not anything that... It didn't resemble anything that I was looking for anyway. So she puts them aside. She finally moves out of the way. And I look, dude, and it's this giant stack of almost perfect Golden Age. But they're Westerns. And they have like... it'll come to me. I can't remember. Roy Rogers or something like that. And
Okay.
But number
Yeah.
ones. And dude... I don't know what it is about those comic books, but the colors and just the artwork of those comics is really special, man. It's just really beautiful. So I took them all. I put them in this box that I had.
So I took them all.
So I took them all. So every single one of them. And dude, I don't fuck around, dude. I'll go to a comic book store, a estate sale, and if I look through a box and it has, I did this once. It had like really early Teen Titans, like Teen Titans 20 or something, from Brave and the Bold or whatever. And I'll look and they have like 12 boxes, and I'm like, how much you want for all this? And they're like, you want all of it? And I'm like, yeah, how much you want? I'll give you $100 for the whole thing. And it's like an hour before they're closed, and they're like, okay, $100.
Yeah,
I'm like, freaking put them aside. Okay, I'll take it. So anyway, I grab all the Golden Age comic books. There's a stack of this little hardcover books, but they're tiny. They're like this big. And I open them. It's like a little hardcover comic book. I look at it, and it says itty bitty. No, it's my little big book or something like that.
Little Big Book.
Little big
Big Books, yeah.
Yeah, Little Big Books.
Dude, 1930, 1940.
Wow.
And then under them, I lift them up, and there's 2 comics, and they're also very small, and they have no price, and they're from 1942. So, no, 1944. It's 1944. And it's Bullet Man. That's almost perfect condition. It's about yay big. I put it aside, put it with my stuff, and then a Captain Marvel Jr. They're both #1, and I put it aside. I looked through it. I looked through books. I can't find it anywhere. So I'm like, whatever. It looks cool. I want it. I put it away. I grabbed 3 of the my little big books and put them aside. And I have them all. I have them in a box, or I have them. I don't know. I was carrying them because I stood in line. And this guy walks by me, and he looks at the stack of stuff. He's like, hey, Little Big Books. No.
There I am, back.
There he is.
Oh, okay,
right.
He's back.
Yeah, my phone.
Phone
stuff.
what happened?
Storage, it says. You're running out of storage.
Oh, no.
Back home.
So the guy walks by, and he says, oh, my God, Little Big Book. Those things, you can sell them for $25, $30 a piece. And they want $3 for them. So I'm like, oh, really? Oh, thanks, man. I turn around, grab the rest of them. I have like 10 of them. I spend, it was like $97 altogether. I come back, bring it to Tommy. He looks it up. Dude, those little comic book things that Bullet Man and Captain Marvel, those were comic books that were sent to our troops in World War II.
Oh, wow. Cool.
They don't have any price because they weren't sold. So what do you think happened? Yeah. What do you think happened to every single one of those comics?
Thrown away.
Trash.
Yeah, freaking. They read it and threw it away.
Throw in the trenches.
Or
So
give it
how?
to the next guy, yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So imagine I paid. I think I got $150 for one and $100 for the other for this $2
cool,
comic
man.
book. Yeah,
Man.
and all the Little Big Books, good money, and Westerns still selling. But anyway, that was my wife is calling. Anyway, it was really cool. You guys talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, we went to this antique store, the same one where I found that Millennium Falcon. And a buddy of mine's flipping through comics. He's a Punisher fan, so he's flipping through and he's finding all the back issues of Punisher. And he comes across this one that says Vision, and it's the Vision on it. And he's like, kind of sets it aside. It's kind of trashed and beat up. The guy wants like $4 for it. He's like, all right. He grabs it, takes it home, researches it. In the condition it's like not even good. I mean, maybe good at best. And he went and had it graded and everything, and it sells for almost $250 in the condition it's in right now, and it's trashed. And it's like a Vision number 9 or something like that from the early 60s, and I was like, holy shit! And he paid $4 for it.
Yeah.
And he's like, we just found him. What is that? Punisher or Amazing Spider-Man? Was it 129 with the Punisher on the cover?
Yeah.
128,
When they're in the circle. Yeah.
Yeah, and he found that brand new. They want like $500-$600 for it. We found one. This guy was selling. Edges are a little beat. It's been red, so it's used. We got it for him. Paid $120 for it. Bought a frame for it and everything, and gave it to him for his birthday. And he's like, dude. Cool. And I'm like, yeah. 4 of us went in on it.
Wow.
That's the comic you've been looking for. That's your holy grail. And he's like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. I have a lot of those from when I was buying them as a kid. I still have that one. and I have that one, and I missed Wolverine. I was a little, I started collecting probably by 82, and when we have a customer at our Skokie store who has boxes of comics, but all his comics were in shoe boxes, and he asked us one time if we would check out his collection and try to put them in order, help him put them in bags and white boxes, short boxes. So my guys, I wasn't there, but I've told the story over and over that they went to his house and they opened these boxes, and he's wanted to know if he had anything good. They found Avengers #4, and they found Fantastic Four #1, Amazing Fantasy 15, and he's got a bunch of books, and they're looking through his books, and he's like, anything good in there? They pulled out Wolverine's first appearance. Like, yeah, this one's
Hulk
good.
181.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then they pulled, here it is again. It was like 5 or 6 copies in one box of that book. So, and this guy has like 4 giant size X-Men #1s, you know, and then what happens is we got all of his books in bags and, you know, took care of them because they were just sliding around in a shoebox. And he brought a shoebox over one time with a rubber band on it and opened it up, and he had like Fantastic Four #1. He had all the Marvel #1s in there. We told him, okay, you got to take care of these.
Yeah,
and
no kidding.
And he was saying that he bought them when he was a little kid, and he would go and they were, you know, whatever they were a few months old, so you'd buy them secondhand. But what I want to do with this guy is I want to have an art show with his collection, and he knows the cops in Skokie. He knows all the rookie cops. So I want a rookie cop by each comic. I want to put a comic like on an easel on display or in a glass case.
That would look so badass.
With the mic like in there.
Sir, step back, sir, step back.
Please 3 feet
I got
away.
the idea because like years ago I was invited to a Superman's 75th anniversary Warner Brother party. I was working on Superman Family, so I got an invite. So I went into this party. It's on the top of it's San Diego Con on top of on top of the rooftop, and it's a party going on. They got music, they got hors d'oeuvres at open bar, but there's actors there from all Hollywood. All the HBO guys are there. Some of the Breaking Bad guys were there. Chris Hardwick was there. All the people from Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, all these celebrities.
Wow.
But in the middle of the room, they had Action Comics #1 in a glass case, and with security guards, at least 4 guys, one on each corner.
Hell yeah.
They had earpiece like this, and you know they were doing that whole bit, and they had the golden, you know, the velvet rope around it. So I walked up to it to take a photo, and the guy put his hand, you know, wait, you gotta wait. And he goes, don't get too close. And I said, well, can I take a picture of the comic? He said, yes. And he said, I said, can I get close and can you get out of frame? He said, I'm not moving. He go, okay. So I took a picture of the comic, and all the security guards are in it real tough. And it was so cool because it's, I forgot what it was graded. It was like a 3 or something, but it was it's still worth $1 million no matter how you look at it. If it's graded a 1 or graded a 9 or 10, it's still $1 million comic.
Oh,
So,
dude, if it was worth 10, if it was graded 10, it would be $1 billion.
Like $5 million.
Yeah, it would be like
I know,
$1 billion.
But it was cool because after the party, we all left and we were hanging out. Me and my buddy Franco were hanging out on the street, you know, just looking. We were amazed that we're just at this awesome party, and we see the security guard came down the stairs like Elwood and Joliet Jake with the handcuffs with the suitcase with the Blues Brothers. He was walking down. He had the suitcase, a metal suitcase, and it's handcuffed to his arm, and they were all walking. And all the guys were walking away with the comic. I thought that was real cool.
We always wanted to do that. Me and Tommy have this. Our dream is to be able to go to like San Diego Comic-Con and go,
Yeah.
okay, we'll take that Fantastic Four #1. That's all we do. Fantastic Four #1. We'll take that Superman, whatever. Like buy 3 comic books or something, all in 3-piece suit. It's like, we'll have it. And put it all in a briefcase. Freaking handcuff. All right.
Combo lock.
We're done here.
Wait and sit there. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Just stand there. I'm good. Keep going, sir.
But it was cool because at that party, we got to meet Henry Cavill. We got to meet Superman, but we had a kind of a hover around his guard a while, and it's funny because he wouldn't let us meet the guy until finally he said, "Well, if I happen to get distracted, I can't stop you from sticking your hand in there and saying hello, Mr. Cavill." And he went like this, and he went right away, "Hello, Mr. Cavill," and then it was it. And then we got.
But that's so weird.
Cool.
You would think it's like, dude, I do the freaking character that you're dressed up as. You know what I mean? You're not like freaking Wahoo off the street, dude. You're freaking a creator of this. That's so weird, right?
Yeah, that's why I was invited. And so it's you go to these parties, it's all professionals. There's no fanboys there. So, but me, I forget I'm a fanboy still.
We all are.
The guy freaking out, meeting all these people. And you know who else was there? Was the creator of Breaking Bad. And I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan. I watched this thing. I'm probably on my 10th viewing.
Really?
I watch it at least once or twice a year, and I'm in mid-season 3 right now when I work. But Vince Gilligan was at the party.
That's awesome.
And I saw him from across the room. He's the creator of Breaking Bad. So I saw him, and I just made a bullet right to him. And his security guy said, "Wait, hold up." And then I just said, Vince Gilligan, I love your show. You're the best ever. And he went, "Let him in." I talked to him for like 20 minutes. Took a bunch of selfies with the guy. He was so awesome. We exchanged business. Well, I gave him my business card, but he was so cool. And I got a lot of photos of him, me and him. But it was they're still on my computer because at the time I had a camera that didn't have internet, so we took selfies. But it was
way back in the day when there were just digital cameras.
Back in the day.
Before I had an iPhone.
I know, it's like, what's that, 3 years ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
No,
it's like the whole thing with Kevin Smith. I mean, he's probably the biggest fanboy ever, and he's in the biz, and he's still a fanboy. He still nerds out. Like, he met Mark Hamill, and he's like, "Dude, you are my god." He's like, he is a fanboy at heart, regardless of what you are. If you like something, you're passionate about it, they shouldn't stifle that. I mean, you're just looking for something that you like.
Yeah, he's awesome. I got to meet him a few years ago. Before it was during Clerks and Dogma and that stuff. But in his new show, he had my Super Pets plushies. I was holding him out to the camera. Yeah, I took a screenshot of the TV and put it on Facebook.
That's
he's holding
awesome.
Joker,
That's
Finch,
cool.
and Ace because I know he's a big Batman fan. So I'll take any publicity.
I know we always wanted to hand him some Ookla the Mock stuff. Him and Chris Hardwick.
Yeah.
It's our dream. It's like, I know you are our biggest fan, but you don't know it. So you just got to listen to it. And this is going to be your favorite. Yeah, this is going to be your favorite band.
I gave Dan Slott one of your CDs.
Oh, yeah?
I meet him time to time, the Spider-Man guy. And Rand told me that he was a big Ookla fan. But I gave him the new CD, and he didn't have it. He goes, "Oh, I don't have this." So
dude, how freaking cool is that?
He listens to you guys,
So what do you think about Affleck writing the new Batman movie?
Right now, I hope he does good. I like him as Batman. I like him better as Batman than Bruce Wayne. But I can't get past him, the Ben Affleck. I see him as Ben Affleck, but I still like him. There's a lot of things of that new movie I liked a lot, and then there's stuff that it's hard to rewatch it for me.
It's messy, is the thing.
But I really like the comic book exaggeration of it. Right when they start fighting Doomsday, I love all that stuff, and I like. I saw both versions, the edited one and the one from the movies and one the unedited or whatever.
Yeah, the theatrical and the extended.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that they finally get a rhythm going. What I liked about that last one was what I was waiting for was for Superman to be Superman, to him have the confidence that he's supposed to have. I don't know. They're trying to make it realistic, but the one part of the movie that saved me was when Lois told him, "Do you hear what they're saying about you on the news?" and he said something like, "Well, yeah, but I still have to go save him," and that made it. I was waiting for
Yeah.
that, and
He's
that
the
would
Boy
save the
Scout.
movie, so I was able to enjoy the rest. But I know a lot of people hate the movie, but I kind of really like it. I watch it a lot, and I really like what they did. I would have done it way different, but that's you got to support. And I'm not just a yes man because I'm working with DC.
Right.
Because I watch all the movies. I really liked Ant-Man. That was one of my favorite
That
ones.
was great.
Hell
That was
yeah.
great.
Yeah, and I liked Civil War. I liked parts of Civil War, but there's always a movie, even Rogue One. There's always a part of the movie that makes me fall out of the movie at a point where I'm like, oh, I'm watching the movie, I got to get back into it. And so
Right.
these movies that do that to me is like, that's when I realize, that's when I realize like it's a movie. Like when you watch, there's a moment in a movie where I don't want to tell you this because then you'll always see it. But
Oh, I'm
when I'm
critical
watching
about
the-
movies.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
too critical
Same
about
here.
movies.
Same here.
because when I'm watching a movie, and if it loses me for a moment, I see the black box that the screen is on.
Yep.
You see, and then when they show a close up of a character, I see them cut off at the shoulders. Like right now, our screen. You look at our screen, and right when you realize, when you open your vision and just see the phone or the screen, the computer screen, now
Right.
now the screen you're looking at, like your guys' faces look that much smaller because now I see my iPhone, and now I see the shelf it's on. So when I do that, when I'm watching a movie and it takes me out of the movie, it takes me a few seconds to focus in, and I can't wait for the scene to change so I can do that. And then
Yeah, I can see
also,
that.
and then it's weird because I make a lot of like little videos now for my YouTube channel, and we look for the Gucci Nana. We like make little Sasquatch videos, and I know that during editing, when I'm editing movies, editing scenes, like a scene, if it goes like 4 or 5 seconds, sometimes that's too long.
Right.
Like I'll notice that when I edit, each scene is about 2 seconds and 3 seconds, and I noticed that when I was binge watching Friends, okay, and so I'm doing all these things. So binge watching Friends, I noticed that they talk for about 2 or 3 seconds before they change to another character. Like Ross will say, "I love you, Rachel," and then she'll switch, and then "I love you too," and then they'll switch back. So when I watch movies now, I can't get past that 3-second scene edit.
Right.
And if it goes longer than 3 seconds, it has
You better
to
be
be
saying some
deliberate.
deep shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Tarantino can do it,
Right.
Alfred Hitchcock can do it, Clerks did it a lot, but movies like those blockbusters, every 3 seconds I don't know what it is, but I'm very aware of the edits now because I started making little funny, goofy movies. So it's got to really pull me in. Like Rogue One, once they got on that planet with on the beach planet with the water,
Seraph?
man, I was in there the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Darth Vader. So
You know what took me out was freaking, and some people say they don't
Yeah.
have an issue with this or they didn't even notice, but the guy that they CGI'd the whole thing, his
Tarkin?
face.
Tarkin.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, and it completely, I was like, okay, what is this? And then Princess Leia at the end, I'm like, this looks like freaking Toy Story. Why, with all the freaking, yeah, with all the technology we have this day and age, really, you had to make her this way? That was the only two things.
Yeah.
And I loved the movie, but those two
Yeah,
things
like-
really annoyed the crap out of me.
Well, I
Yeah,
saw it with a
I
friend,
accept it.
and the whole Tarkin thing, they were like, I just thought it was a creepy English dude.
Yeah,
they didn't even,
see?
they couldn't even tell that
Oh,
it was
my God.
CGI. But
I
I
know.
knew it was
Yeah.
CGI 'cause I know Peter Cushing's
It's
dead.
been dead, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know that. And then when they brought Leia on, I'm like, don't think you needed to do that. Maybe you just do like a side profile at a distance to kind of get the idea that it's
Yeah,
Leia
they didn't even
or
have
whatever.
to do that.
But I understand why it's the direct handoff into Star Wars.
Yeah,
And I
they-
made the joke.
I think
When's
it would've-
Rogue One Part 2 coming out? And everyone's like, well, is that the next one?
That's
the next
it.
one coming
No.
out?
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
Star
yeah,
Wars,
damn it,
directed by
Star
Lucas,
Wars.
yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
was like,
I know,
come
but
on.
they could. I think it would have been even a stronger thing to have the scene where she's going up to R2 unit
When she's
and
punched
having like
over.
another shot just have a different shot of that and not actually see her face or not actually see a close up and do CGI, obviously, but that would have been more powerful because that's exactly from the first from the first movie,
Right.
And instead they did this close up. Oh, look, we can do it. I'm like, yeah, dude, you failed to me. It
would have been cool to, like when the door opened, you see the back of Leia. It would have been cool to see R2 in the room.
Yeah,
That's what I thought would have been cool, and I liked all of that, and I knew it was digital, but the one part that took me out was when the doctor and the walrus man said, "Hey, my friend don't like you." That guy.
Yeah.
And right when they showed that, I started looking for a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And then I forgot, wasn't paying attention to the story, and I got lost, and I had to get back. Like, wait, what are they doing again? Why are they here?
Yeah.
What's the mission? So that part took me out. But I like the movie a lot. I'd like to see it again because I still only saw it the one time. And,
I want to see it 3D. I saw it
Yeah.
just regular. I thought
saw
that.
I seen it both times in 3D, and you don't
No.
need it.
Well,
You don't.
hey,
You know what?
we
You
gotta
don't.
You don't-
we gotta close this.
You gotta wrap up?
Yeah, I gotta wrap up, man. I'm sorry because I could talk to you for hours, man.
I know.
So
do a
thank you for
tour?
coming on the show, man. We really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, let's do the tour.
Dude, we love all this
do a
stuff.
tour?
Yeah, let's do a tour real
Simmer
quick.
down, Rico.
Okay.
He's touring.
Simmer.
I'm going to show you where I draw. Before I had computers, I would draw on this table here. Here's some original art, see?
Tip it down a little bit.
Yeah.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and here's these are some of the figures I'm working on that are under construction. I'm making cops for Batman to beat up. You know? And then I have a lot of superhero parts.
Oh,
See,
dude.
A lot of figures, old Mego scale, and there's a bunch of heads and stuff that I'm going to be making guys from. But I have I make custom figures. Like I have clothes, I have costumes in here.
How freaking
You know.
cool.
So
Man.
it's like old guys.
I love that. Oh, dude, I need a shot of that. If you could take a picture of
I
that
even
mountain.
have Daphne.
Oh, dude.
So it's kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
And then
I need
I got a lot of custom figures. These are a lot
Look
of
at that.
customs I made that are all. Most of them are custom. Some of them are real, like the Thing, and she's store bought, and he's real. But I made this guy, and I made the Watchman guy, and I made let's see, I made a few of these guys.
that
Well,
pimp
these are
guy.
all
Who is that pimp guy on the brown on the top?
The pink guy with the brown.
Pimp. That guy.
That's the bookworm.
It looks like a
Yeah.
pimp, dude.
But there's yeah, he does.
Nice.
But I made a lot of, I don't know, well, a lot of these guys are the guys I bought. But there's a lot of custom figures I made. This whole pile here is custom. So I made the guys from different Earths. Here's Zebra Batman. So I make a lot of different guys. And I got
Of course.
a box. Look at, I make Jesse Pinkman. There's Jesse Pinkman.
Oh,
Oh,
Breaking
nice.
Bad.
Wow. So I got Walter White's in here. There's Walter White.
Oh, dude, that's
So-
badass.
I don't know if you can see him. Yeah. But I make a lot of stuff. Clark Kent. But right here is comic rack. This is all the books I've ever made are on these comic racks. From my Disney stuff to Tiny Titans. And it's one of these racks that are real old and expensive, and it's kind of
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it
And,
is.
and yeah, I made all of these are a lot of my self-published stuff.
Bone.
Yeah, Bone number 1, he made my rack, even though I didn't make that one. But I'm a fan. But
Me
here's
too.
my first comics, the Crybaby Adventures. So I made a lot of that, and all of these books are all my own personal collection. This is where you find all the old books. You know, see, Peter Parker.
Oh,
See
there
them
you
here?
go.
Yeah, so a lot
Hell
of these
yeah.
guys. But these are all, see, from when I'm a kid, you know, they were 60 cents. See, the Hobgoblin. So, it's a lot of cool stuff. And a lot of these guys are guys I made. Some of them, like Metallo. I made Spider-Woman. Here's Hellboy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a lot. Look at my Thundercats. There's Lionel.
Oh!
Yeah, and I got Panther Runner somewhere. Yeah, but I do some toy shows and display stuff. So I got some 12-inch Migos. See, Jarrell.
Oh,
Son
hell
of
yeah.
Jarrell. There he is.
Zod.
Yeah. Muhammad Ali, the greatest.
Dude.
You guys got that one right there?
Yeah. Oh.
I got some
Nice.
artwork from different artists. There's a bunch of stuff. And look at on here, I got these drawers are filled with my artwork and stuff. See, I got
Man.
artwork filled with stuff. See, some of my original drawings, pages. And then I am still there. So this is my shipping area where when people order from my website, I have all these books. See, there's Tiny Titans 31. You know, I got them all in order. Tiny Titan 34, 35, 36. So I got all Tiny Titans here. Then I got Superman family books here. So they're, see, Superman's in there. And then I have,
Shit, yeah.
oh yeah, comics. See, they're all ready for shipping. And then I have a box of Super Pets. These guys. I don't know if you can see it pretty good. See? I got a lot of
Pick that
stuff.
fish up.
Yeah. And then
The
here's
Joker
where we
fish.
ship.
Noah's gonna love that.
The Joker fish, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is it. This is when you walk down the stairs from my house. Walk down these stairs, and here's my studio. And this
Oh,
how it
that
looks.
is
This
awesome.
what
Damn.
That's where I walk to every day. And
Thanks,
here's
Selma.
a lot of this is my books that I've been published in, all my hardcover books. So I do a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff, man. And that's why I'm down here all the time. My own collection, my DC guys, my Star Wars guys. This is the Star Wars guys who are,
Was that a Revan?
yeah, Darth Revan, yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah. How
They're all
quick
on
did I
there.
pick that up, Rico? Huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, these
Revan.
are, look
Bang.
at these guys. These guys are cool too. These are all the guys from, from
Man down.
from the expanded universe. I just killed Darth Plagueis. but here's my vintage stuff. The Falcon.
Nice.
This is all the stuff I had from a kid. But you can see there's a lot of new guys in there. But it's
The
the
Death
old.
Star play set.
Yeah, and here's the cantina. See, I have Flash Gordon came to visit and some aliens guys and Starbuck.
You got some Battlestar Galactica.
I think
Dang.
Jabba just force choked Ming right here. Ming the Merciless.
Left, a little to the
They're
left.
all- oh, okay. Here, let me see. They're all in there.
Poor Ming.
But he's in the wrong universe. You probably asked the wrong question. And so I have a lot of
Dude.
see, there's all my Land of the Jawas. I got all the guys, and look at all my clone troopers.
Damn.
And here's my bounty hunters.
Yeah, there we go. That's my world.
Oh,
right?
look at that.
Yeah. But I have this is TIE fighters. So here's my Land of Hoth. But right now there's all the new guys. More of the new guys are in here. See? Because I got all my old guys in see there's all see look, this Luke is cool. I get all these two Lukes are cool. There's Ahsoka with the baby's hutch.
I got that one too. I just got that one.
Yeah.
Little baby Zero or whatever.
Yeah.
Zero's kid.
These are cool. Look at burnt up Chewbacca. What's the name? Darth Vader. So I just got this. Star Destroyer. I just got that, and I just got the Sandcrawler. I just got this
Nice.
recently. And look at I just got the skiff. This is all. There's the vintage Jabba in there, and
Oh, look
I
at
just
that.
got this skiff because this year I went. Oh, here's that effing man who I was looking for.
Oh yeah.
I just got a lot of stuff to complete my collection just this year, and I also got the Yak Face.
Oh.
Yak Face is he's the hardest to find or the most expensive, but
Yep.
I have. These are all guys I still got to display, and then I got to display these guys. But in this blue thing here is all the vintage. See, these are all my guys I had since I'm a little boy.
Put down the camera a
So
little
they're all
more
in
to
here.
the left, Art.
Oh, okay. Wait.
I can't see anything.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, these are all the
Oh,
vintage
dude.
guys. See,
Look at that.
I had all these since I'm a little boy.
That was Dagobah
so-
Luke.
And these are the very first. Here they are, like the very first ones I had.
Yep.
Vader's in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, here's Vader. He was the very first Star Wars figure I ever had right here. Yeah, but I got a new cape on him. See, he's got a cloth cape and a different saber because I customized them back then. But these I don't have a display yet. I got to display them. But I have the original cardboard thing. See that thing back there?
Oh yeah.
I got to put them on there.
The original display mounts
Yeah.
for them that you had to order.
Yeah, and I just bought that. I just bought a lot of stuff that I never had. And I have Dagobah right here. I just bought that. See?
Oh
So,
yeah, and a
kind
TIE
of fun.
bomber.
So when I sit, when I sit here and draw, I sit right here and there's my view. I get to see all these Star Wars guys.
Dude,
Oh,
great way to
crazy?
get inspired.
I'm in heaven right now.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so amazing, man.
So this is, and I draw right here on my screen. And isn't that crazy?
Dude, that's
My
awesome.
favorite comic cover of all time.
Yeah, it is.
Spider-Man. Hell yeah.
Is that cool?
Hulk Wolverine.
Hulk 181.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man 3 movie poster was on the side of a CTA bus in Chicago. I got connections. So I said, come get it now. So I'll be right there.
Uh,
I'm on my way.
yeah.
Batman
Dude.
the
Yeah.
animated. Oh yeah.
Secret place. So this is where I work every day.
Dude,
I would leave.
Art studio.
thanks so much,
would-
Art.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to have a similar thing. I have a similar idea, but with game consoles. I want every single
Planet of the
that.
Apes.
Planet of the Apes. Hell yeah!
I can't wait for that third movie to come out.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, right.
looks pretty good, man.
That looks really good.
Yeah. All right, guys. I have to call it. I have to call it, man. I have to call it.
All right, man. Yeah,
My
you guys
wife-
are awesome.
Dude, thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
having
for
me on
letting
the
us.
show.
Yeah, thanks
Come-
for coming on, Art.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man,
it.
and showing us
People dig it.
your little space there, man. I can't wait to see it in person someday. And
Yeah, man.
now I'm gonna have to copy you, buddy. Now I have to get a house just so I can make a house a room similar.
Nerd room.
like-
Cool.
I know. But dude, thank you so much, and I can't wait to do this again. I hope you come back and
Yeah.
talk to us some more, man. We take care, and peace.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right,
man.
thanks,
you guys
Ivan.
are awesome.
Take
All
it
right.
easy.
All right, peace, bye.
Bye.
Everything worked out fine in the end. Cher and Sonny broke up, but they'd always be friends. Sting got punched in the face, and I'd rather be too than spend another minute with you. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. It's time to say goodbye.